Just a quick video edit here since I forgot to mention it in my live recording. I just wanted to give shout out to Jenny and Gordon and thank them for all that they do for the community and also for the forum with all the contests that they're holding and just continuing to engage with the community and the players. So thank you again. For anyone who's watching, if you are interested to participate in the contest, it is a lot of fun. You do get some prizes, and anyways, hope you have a good time. And off and back to the video now. Hey, what's up, guys? It's T-Bone here, and it's been a while, but welcome back to another episode of playing World Zombination. So today, what I'm going to focus on is playing Faction War. So previously, I've done guild raids, and I've done some of the other tips and tricks. And I thought today I'll kind of go over Faction War, and I'll start with Barcelona, and then maybe we can start a series and talk about the other ones. So Faction War is another great way to get crates, or if you're playing on the infected side, another great way to get DNA. And what it is really is just a long-running series of basically a very long raid that is time-based as opposed to trophy-based. And there is a concept of who's winning, whether it's infected or the survivors, blues for survivor and purples for infected. So right now in the Barcelona faction war, you can see that the blue or the survivors are edging, in the game right now. That just means there are more people who are playing survivors who are placed higher. And the way it works is, you're competing, you're playing individually, you are competing against everyone else who's playing as well. And they do have, pretty good rewards, and they're tiered. So you can sort of see, basically starting from the 51st to 200th place, you will win three rare cards plus three uncommon cards plus 25 coins. And then as you get higher, you get more. And at first place, you get 3 legendaries plus 1,000 coins. And right now, this is being led by somebody in Reddit Brains for over looks like 1 million trophies. So good luck there. And let me see. So I think I see Malachi and I see Full and so looking for some of the names that I recognize here, and I think Rick. But anyway, it's nice when I see when I can see names that I recognize. That means people are still playing, and the fact that there's a lot of new names shows that there's still a lot of players playing this game, which is good. Spread the love. All right, so Barcelona. This is, I believe, a 3-day long faction war, and it is one of the more it's not difficult, but it just the units are higher level. So preparing for it, requires units of a higher level if you're going to play on the expert difficulty, which is what I normally play. So let's go ahead and get started. Now let's talk about quick fight. So quick fight is obviously the fastest way to get your crates, and so if you think about it, it's basically you need to have 2070 melee unit team power, and you have the same requirements for your range and for your damage ones. Yellow for the sniper type units, 1530, and red for the gun units such as the gunslinger. You can see I have my ballista here for 1535. So almost exactly the same, but so just a little bit off by 5 here. And so for me, what I want to do this time around is to just build a team and do some manual fights, because I want to talk about the map, I want to talk about the strategies, who to bring in, and how do you effectively play. So the thing with Barcelona is you're going to be looking at a couple of types of units. You're going to be looking at brutes, you're going to be looking at spitters, and you're going to be looking at also the what is the unit called again? Patient Zero, and you're going to be looking at Undertaker. So you do want to make sure that you have some ranged units available to take out those enemies. And so for me, I always bring a hacker. Now, if you don't have a level 50 for the 3 grilled perk, bring her in anyway. She's powerful as is. And also, I want to bring a couple of sniper units as well as a couple of tanks. And let's see. So I'm just gonna bring all of my level 50s in here. And let's see. Get the Forester. Atomizer will be good to help mow down the units, and Ballista maybe. Actually, I better bring in a. I better bring in my Sawbones. And let's just go ahead and request. See if there's anyone online that will be able to lend me a unit, but otherwise I will bring in a level 31 Timber Beast. Now, as you know, with the new update, if you level up your player level, as soon as it gets to 64 and higher, your Timber Beast will be at level 32, and then so forth. It'll be half of your player level. So if you get up to player level 100, you'll be able to borrow a level 50 Timber Beast. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and let's see what the map layout looks like. Deadshot is the epic version of the Lone Wolf, and you know she's a really good sniper unit. So if you have one, feel free to upgrade her. I think you'll benefit from that. All right, so this is one of the layouts that you need to protect your buildings separately. So you've got a spawn point here, a spawn point there, and a spawn point here. So when I used to play this, I used to like to try and do solo as much as possible. That means bringing only one unit that's borrowed unit and try to do solo without wasting any stamina. But that's not going to be the goal today. So what I will do is I'm going to set up my units like so. I'm going to bring my hacker there, and I will bring my fire chief and pull him at the edge here. And let's see. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll bring my bushwick in the corner here so I can have a clear shot at the enemies. And then I also want to make sure that I have protection here. So I will just simply put my atomizer there with my deforester. And there is no explosion unit, so I'm safe to bring in my sensei. And then I will deploy my Sawbones if one of my units die. So let's go ahead and get started. And let's see here. So I wonder if maybe it would have been okay. I think it would have been okay to put my fire chief on this side as well. But instead, I'm just going to fortify and give them a little bit more support. Okay, I think they should be fine. And I'm going to just continue to add my my fire support here, and they should be fine. I don't foresee them dying at this point. So you can see as the grill, once the hacker builds 3 grills, that's it. She won't build any more. She'll only basically add to it. Okay, so my guy dies. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my my Sawbones. Okay, and so if you can put in a few hackers, like let's say 3 in a pad, you're basically almost invincible, except when they encounter units that are completely immune to damage, like with armor. So here's a perfect fight. Now let's go and take a look at another map, and I'll probably show you what I do normally with a solo, like how I would do it. And and I also completed an assignment for 10 coins. Nice. All right, so let's do another fight. So they have these random map generators, so all the maps are usually different. At least there's like I think 4 to 5 variations. So let's go through a few. And what I forgot to show also is how much you get in terms of crates. And so we will kind of look at that in the next fight. So let's see now. I think what I'm going to do is show how I typically would solo this as much as possible. And let me think here for a second. Yep. Okay, so this is the one where I think if I just brought in my hacker and placed her here. So the way it works is there is a building way up top, and then a building near the bottom with 3 spawn points that are basically off to the side. Uh, the first thing they'll do is they will collect here and they will take out the contractor. And then afterwards, they're going to make their way to this spawn point, and then they will basically walk toward the hacker because she is in sight instead of going to the building. And that will give, and then because of that, I should have enough time to deploy 2 hackers before the Puttler gets spawned. So let's see. And if I needed to, I could always just deploy my Timber Beast because I've already used up my stamina to deploy a hacker. This would have been what I would do if I had borrowed a level 50 hacker, for example. So let's bring her up a little bit to build a grill higher. And then what I'm going to do is, once the grills are built, move the hackers a little bit back just so that they don't die. Okay, there you go. So I think we should be good. I'm going to go ahead and deploy my 3rd hacker now so you can sort of see what's happening here. All right, so this is me soloing the level using just 1 unit. And placement is key, and also knowing about your enemies is going to be very important. So for this particular level for Barcelona, if your hacker has the other perk for armored grills, then actually the Puttler would not be able to kill the grill with their shots, and so they can actually survive the attack, which is good. But then you lose out on the 3rd grill, which I think is actually better in the long run. And so I think what I lost out is the time. So unfortunately, because of that one zombie, I couldn't get everything, but I still got 1,065 trophies. And for defeating it on expert, you're going to have 441 crates. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to go ahead and do one last fight. I'm at rank 444. Let's do one more fight and then see what the layout looks like. I'll keep the same team and then see what we can do here. So hopefully, with this video, I can provide a little bit of help and a little bit of a tip to anyone who's playing or trying to play the Barcelona on the expert level difficulty. So you don't need all level 50 units. I think level 35 to level 40 will be fine. Having the level 50 perk helps, but it's really about placement of your units and how you support them afterwards. I think if you can bring in a full team, in general, you should be fine. And again, I think just for fun, this is what I would do. If I were to deploy the whole team, I would focus on putting them in these 2 pads, because this is where you get most exposure to all of the units, and then I would have my sniper units here as well as here, okay? And maybe have my fire chief here and have my sniper units here so that I can taunt them to go here while my gun units take them down. But this is one of my favorite layouts for a solo, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in my hacker right here, put it at the corner, maybe not all the way at the corner, and let's go ahead and start. So this is what's going to happen. All of them are going to start walking toward the end, and then as they approach, the hacker will build up the grill, and then this is where you need to start moving them. Actually, I think I'm okay right now. When the runner, at some point, what you want to do is you want to move the zombies back a little bit. So there you go. So put them in the corner here so then they would not attack the grill. And then make sure you heal them up with the stim. And at this point, I have 5 grills or more, so that I am now prepped to take on the onslaught. Okay, and at this point, I should be able to take out the map without any issues. The trick is to use your flare. Make sure that you flare them at the right time, and use all of your the Molotov cocktail, anything you can to your advantage to help out here. So let's see, minute 20. Yeah, so I'll be able to get perfect here. There you go, 975 trophies. Simple as that. And with that, my hacker is completely out of stamina, and I will just have to wait for her to come back. All right, so that's it for the faction war. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully, you are participating. There is only 12 hours remaining, and good luck to you if you're participating. And I'll see you in the next faction war. Take care.